Welcome back to other episode of Formula One 23 Martin there. Episode 6 or 7. Very stubborn, isn't it? So, we now going to be doing Imola Grand Prix. So, it's in history. It's one of the fast track as well. So, I'm pretty excited to see what I can bring for this one. As we know from my last day in Miami, I made a lot of I made a lot of mistakes. I actually done really well, but I still need to like have loads of improvement. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go back to that episode and you need to watch it or be on the playlist when you take it to my channel to be a playlist. And speaking of my channel, please like, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and we get tracked on so like, we know I have the greatest Imola, which is one of the high pace type of the track. So we gotta get one upgrade coming with low damper. That's a shotty. So I need to put more upgrades into it for that more time until that one then after Ebola. So I'm gonna check the activity what we can put in because I wanna get more resource point and tasks. But I wanna do a bit upgrade for the car. Um but I we can do which is a fun team event we definitely want to get all of that well hard to get details we can get to restore the point sheep and then gonna do advertisement. No, it doesn't hurt if I do reaction training that the acclaim and then we do reaction training. I mean it doesn't hurt but I try who to done one who get better driver for because it can give like a restore the point. And then we definitely do not have enough money to buy a new upgrade for the department. So we show yes, the three upgrade. So two of them are coming out for Ebola. So we say that the Doctor Wing Miller and MG new connected, which is the part of the ability of the engine. And if I get all of it will be better than William, but that's good. But I'm gonna see if I can get more upgrade. Mong về cái tích thảo tập thua cái thôn người vô thì phần người cái tôi hạ bên nọ the whole three thing we get weekly resources thôi the whole three we can get something from that one hopefully they're not they don't enough upgrades then when I get new power train got 500 stuff I cannot is that enough from one of those to have 500 600 that's not enough for that one we should get that but that must be ERS. So what I'm gonna do for this one, our time. But I think we have to wait until after low damper comes in. No, have to
Our
wait
new
for the
parts
new
are
for it to
completed
come
without
through.
issue. They'll be
So we
on the
got
car
one
ready for the
million.
next race weekend.
I mean I'm not really focused on by news driver now, but if you state money up in the hat maybe this season, so I'm let's put upgrade that to 1 million. I think we should get that one, which is that the um uh, I mean, it doesn't hurt about do them, but I don't know if that's a good idea. The pick new ability to perform, stop quickly to done mistake. I mean, they haven't made mistakes so far, so I really think, you know what, I'm gonna save up a bit more. Um, so I need to replace any engine, 62. Yeah, I'm gonna replace you now, but I always forget. I'm gonna do that right now. 41. You know, you're fine. I think you should do one more lap, one more day. 41. If we'll do it perfect. Alright. We are gonna do it getting ready to cut that on to a time. If I had to say the whole name, it would be Amelia, something with the R, and more at one thing, so I don't know what it's that long word for it, but I should call it Mola, so that's the only word we can actually say without taking too much of our time. So I'm gonna cut on to the practice, and I'll see you in 20.
It's time to remind ourselves of our top three, who are
Russell, Verstappen and Lando Norris. Sadly, it's time to say goodbye as free practice is over. However, we'll be back shortly for more Formula One action.
So, in this Imola Grand Prix, we enjoyed to have a full race of rain, which is, as you can see on the race section bit, it says raining, so that entire race is going to be absolutely drenched. It's basically like what's going on in Imola in real life, but obviously what's happening there is a lot worse than what it is in there, of course. So obviously, I hope everyone who lives in Imola and anything that affected around there, I hope they all do well and everything. So obviously, it is going to be crazy racing. We know when it's raining, there's different time, not like all the time. So I'm gonna put this simulator to practice like 2 monthly, and then I'll do 20, and I'll have that. I'll see what in qualifying. So I wanna quickly put them upgrade on right now. But I don't forget to do them. So again, I did say in last episode, and I apologize for with the dark sleeve. I looked for a way to how to not to have that, but I can't seem to find it. So if you know anything, please let me know in the comments because it's incredibly annoying. I'm hoping it's a glitch, so hopefully they can fix that one up. The dot and more damper, which is good. That I look for upgrade that no dot bit house on, which is in CU. So I'm not gonna doing that. So that no Tom until after Spain. So it's coming on now to June, which is actually my birthday. So that's cool. So we'll do that once I like the new upgrade on powertrain. Stuff like that. Oh damn, I can't do that. Wait for this one to come in. I mean, it doesn't hurt if I do that. If I end up, I can't, but that's fine. I don't like to save that one up. So we just re-upgrade to it from coming at the same day, which is should be before Monaco and powertrain coming after Spain. So I'm gonna go into 20, and I'm hoping to have a good section in 20 car. If I don't really good time, I can fill it high enough in a way, because obviously we're going to have a rain. So, and I mean, so far, when I did the raining practice, I didn't do too bad, not much to make sure. So let's hope we put a good number up.
Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now. Okay, there's 2 minutes left in this session and we're in the drop zone. We need a quick lap or that's qualifying over for us.
As you can see, P20, let me explain you why. The pace of the car is incredibly fast, but the only problem I got is that the bloody cars in front of me. So if you look at the ending where I tracked, well, I didn't track, Hulkenberg moved over the left side, it started hitting me, because he was doing was it called in lab, I think. So therefore, he's not actually doing any quality check yet until I do it until the next lab. But because he got in the way, I play and I go, and he's just moved along the side. So the hell, man. So obviously, with P20, unfortunately, but I can confidently say the car is seems quite fast. Improved definitely 100%. So I'm gonna get ready to start the Imola Grand Prix, and I will see you at the end of the Grand Prix.
Hello there and welcome back to Imola, home circuit of the Scuderia Ferrari. We expect to see a lot of local supporters wearing red today, and they've all turned out for what we're expecting will be a sensational event here at the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. Unlike most Formula One tracks, Imola is driven anti-clockwise and offers our drivers today just over 3 miles of glistening wet tarmac to negotiate. It's made up of a roughly equal split of 9 right-hand turns and 10 left-hand. Watch the drivers on the way into turn 16. Managing their speed there will be crucial, with the rain only adding to the difficulty of that downhill braking section, which then, of course, leads into the track's longest straight, though no DRS there today, of course. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Perez, Russell, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Gasly, Ocon, Oscar Piastri, Bottas, Joe, Albon, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, Sargent, Sonoda, the owner driver, De Vries, Hughes, De Vries. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. Anthony Davidson, thanks for joining me once again for the Grand Prix. Let's have a chat about Williams. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So we know we are getting ready to start off the Imola Grand Prix in a wet race. But I'm really excited. This is obviously another really, we haven't done any wet race so far, and this episode only the time we've done it within Miami's all the way to the end, so it doesn't really matter. So this one is the first full court wet race in Imola Grand Prix. So obviously I'm actually quite excited to see what it's like.
We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start.
Rainy
Obviously,
days,
up the
obviously
full
we know
start.
in
We don't want you to
the
bog
last
down.
year did and a couple of days before they were really bad handling the team wet race, and now it's a lot better. So like we should start off our race, and so far it's pretty left off. We have a pretty good start with a little wheel spin a bit, but we still managed to get us better than the car behind us. We got really close to Magnussen. We gave him a little tip on the bottom, but obviously no incident with that one. So we got ourselves ahead of the bus out with a really good overtake on the outside. So really good start so far on the lap one. So obviously the expectation going into this race is always try to finish as high as possible. And like I said, it's so raining. There's potential chance for a safety car, vertical safety car, and looked like I was to see I nipped the car with that bump in the cabin Matheson,
Tyre
so
condition
I
still
nearly got
looking good.
myself spinned about, but I didn't really good thing I still managed to control the car well to that little bit. So luckily there was no big major problem, but it did make me lose a bit of a time. But I might sort of try about it until I put my head down and try to see if I can catch up and overtake cabin. Because obviously I won't be trying to finish in point because if I finish in point, it needed to set for the team. So obviously the last with the 6 races so far, I have not finished in point. There was 3 behind that I had, and then obviously after 2 was I finished lower.
Use your overtake button
So
more. It's time to
I'm hoping
utilise
this
some of
way
this
I can
energy.
get
Come
really
on.
good performances out of the car and out of myself. Because you know, I can tend to struggle a bit when because I get overconfident. So obviously this way I went into the try to be much more calm and composed and say to myself there's still loads of time for me to get ahead of all the car in front of me and catch up to them. So I think we've got about 30 laps left. We've got a long way to go anyway. And plus, in a wet way, it takes ages. So it's very different to what it's like on a sprint tire, on top of medium and hard. It's a completely different angle of type of sizes. Because obviously, the way I felt when I was waiting on wet, in a rainy day, it was that I felt a lot more pacing that I was when I did on sprint tire. Basically, I don't know if that's not a bit weird that I could do better in a wet way, since that's how I felt. So, I mean, I get that, it's basically like what Allianz Fowler says, the legend that's given for, but even for that, it was the, Brazilian legend. He said that he always plays on raining so he can race in there because he knows he can outperform before the other wins. So that's, I think that's not how I felt. I'm not comparing myself to Salah, of course, but when you start in developing more in a way and you can use that to your advantage, the car lies, so I try to compare myself to Salah. You know, but obviously it, um, over the lap 4, going into lap 5, but it's pretty much still the same thing, just try to gain
Okay, you're losing a small amount of time to the car behind.
time
Just keep
to
pushing.
catch up Magnussen, but Magnussen is just rhythm better than I did anyway. And I'm still defending off but that Albon, and I believe Hulkenberg behind Albon. So the took me that I'm ahead of my rival, which is Hulkenberg. Because the probably took me for and you can see I went a little bit too much, but that was about to overtake me, but I went on the inside, side by side, got ahead of him there. I did not want to give up position, but that made a mistake that he went a bit wide. It was, I think I must have 14 wide, because he told Albon to overtake him on the inside. But that obviously challenged me, and I was like, I'm not backing down. He was expecting me to back down, and that's not gonna happen. Just because I'm not, or I'm always overconfident, I can still race really well. So we obviously got over to lap 8, it's about 3 laps later. Um, you will see a lot of a massive gap on the lap because it's not, nothing really happened really. It was just more of a, um, most of the time it's always back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So obviously it's a repetition. So we look at a replay on Max Verstappen challenging Lewis Hamilton. Max on the inside and before Hamilton and they're both gone wide. Max got off the track. Hamilton obviously got the lead on that one and got ahead of Max Verstappen. So that was a good ride from Lewis. We should see Max got paid, that's for sure. And the Albon on the behind, and he has that massive wobble and caused him just lose time
The car
on me.
behind is
I don't know
dropping
how he
back by
lost
about
so much
3 tenths a
wobble,
lap. Well done.
but he just did. And then but that took the advantage of that and overtook him while he had the wobble. So I'm assuming it's because where I was, he was about to overtake me on the right, on the left side, but I blocked that one off. So he wants, because obviously, you know, what you can do fake moves, but he failed to do that, and I don't really think the good idea to do that in the wet mode, because you basically should set it up yourself for a fail. If you do it in the wet mode, it is so wet, because make no mistake, he spins it, so he's obviously got quite confident on that bit and didn't really manage to do well. So obviously I composed on that one. I didn't outfly from behind, but no, but it distracted from anyone behind. It's supposed to be on trying to catch up, and I got really from FIA, but it didn't fatten me because I went a little bit off the track, which is not a good idea for me to do that. So I'm really careful, because if you know from the last couple of races before, I was really bad getting penalty. So I make sure I don't get penalty, and then on the next lap, straight to lap 11, but that Albon and Hulkenberg managed to catch up, which is obviously a very protected on not getting penalty, but that on the side on the left, Albon is going on the right side, don't lean one, but Albon backed out, and Bottas decided to dive in deep, and it's just hit into my car and damaged it on the floor. It started body as well. So that was really unfair that he's done that. Okay. I know when it's the right way, you have to give yourself a space for that to do that. So he wanted to overtake me in fourth one. I didn't give up enough. I didn't give him enough room. So maybe I should have gave him enough room or not. But I was like, it doesn't really bother me too much. Because I think the pace is still good. So I'm not gonna get upset about it. And then over lap 13, what that as he tracked into my underbody, which caused him to have damage front wing, so he had to pit for that one, and that was karma for him, what he done, karma. And look at the replay of Magnussen on race to Joe. Magnussen got on the outside, got really good pace on Joe, and Joe had that little slip, had to come out that corner, which gave Holt Magnussen and leading over him, which is a really good overtake. It was a good news for Magnussen to not get hit by that oversteer, I think that's what you call it. So it was lucky, very lucky for Magnussen. So obviously we still the tires still do feel good to keep the pace up. At the same still really good with the car. I'm very happy about it. So over the lap 17, just 3 laps later, I just see I made myself have a good miles. Oh, it's a red flag. It's a red flag. And what happened down there? We saw some cars going to the pit. Then let's replay how the red flag happened. We're on board with Lando Norris. That's why Ocon oversteered and spun the car. So that's why there's a red flag. So obviously on board with Bottas, and we should see he slowed down, we're talking about Ocon, but Ocon kept going backwards, take the bot that for no reason whatsoever. I don't know why he's done that. It's a little bit weird that the AI has done that. Ocon done that, so I don't know why. He's going to Twitter to reverse flash more in the flag. So on the restart, we have more fertility slow. I don't remember hitting the slow. I don't remember how to hit slow. So obviously the amount off the track. There was not enough room. Absolutely no room. I was got another flag again. So I wonder what happened with on board with Old Tom. He's obviously got blocked off quite a lot. Really slow pace. That's why with the slow pace. But he had mechanical failure. And it all hit the Alexander Albon. That is why we got the safety car coming out. Yeah, I could just see the safety car. So along Old Con got mechanical failure. Oh, it's a red flag. Back to back red flag. I wonder why the back to back red flag. So I could see I put myself on instrument tire because the way the action started to cool down, which is not good news really. So I could see I got myself up the P6. We were challenging George and Leclerc, but I backed out. I didn't want to challenge too much because I knew they were going to be really quick. so I didn't really think much of my effort while he was, defense against them. I mean, if you knew they got back the car, then you wouldn't want to challenge them until you get enough paint in the car, be able to challenge them. So yeah, so let's talk about what happened with Oton. So he's he's back into Foxhouse. So maybe he got back calmer, but Metallica playing up, but went back to the Foxhouse. So it was he should have done that in the first place. And obviously when he got Metallica playing up, he actually caught Albon, he out of the way. Because it's just thought it's very similar what happened to me in 20 when doing my last one or 20 and Hulkenberg went into at least it picked me so I become really annoyed about that. So that seems to be similar scenario. So obviously of that really good restart that we had, we got myself 2 cars fighting against me for P7, which is Joe and Alonso, but I had much more better pace than Joe. But over the 3 laps later, as you see, it's only 2 of us. And there's no Alonso, it's because he got into a fight with both of Joe, so that's why he lost so much time. I believe he got damaged from that fight against Joe, which is I believe it's broken wings. That will only make sense why he lost so much time. So it's me versus Joe. We had really good gap to the car behind Joe. So we look at a replay on Kevin Magnussen on Jake Hughes, which is one of my teammates, got himself really good position and he's gone too wide. He's gone off the track because he was challenging his brake so late on Hughes. So he's gone off the track and Hughes like then too, you know what I'm saying? So I can see I'm checking through my car because I got that orange icon for gearbox issue. But the good news is there was no major issue, it's just that it's going to be dead anytime soon. So I was ready not to die off while doing really good races. Sure, as I'm on the last lap. But it's multiple performances I've done. You may say it's not incredible, but I think it's incredible with the car that I've got. It's just like I don't know, like, I can't explain it. I think I got lucky with that 2 cold multiplier. That must have what helped me to get really good luck. So it looks like everyone God is on my side, which I'm happy about. So obviously Joe, we know it's a lap, Joe is going to be so lucky. They'll be trying to overtake me. But I was like, I'm defending. I don't care that I'm not so much time with the car in front. I don't care if the car from behind catch up. I want to defend those. For the position that I know I'm worked hard for with the P7. So I was like, I'm preparing to sacrifice so much just to get the P7. So as you see, I was defending my ass off. I would set the pace up, trying to get a good corner, everything. As you see, Max Verstappen has won Imola Grand Prix, so hats off Max Verstappen, because I believe he was P2 at the beginning of the race, and Leclerc was P1. So he's been swapped at the India mark. I expect there's an incident on the track, right? There's somewhat behind us. So obviously we had started saying but had not enough time to beat me, and we come home with a relevant
the
result.
Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, and what a sensational victory they've managed to pull off here. Tell me, Ant, how do they manage to achieve this win?
It's a heroic effort for any driver to race in conditions like these, and seeing them fight their way to the front was very special indeed. They were able to find all the grip, all the good lines, and had the confidence to get on the power to top it all off. That's what pushed them into first place here today.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sports that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
As you see now, the result is Max Verstappen P1, Lewis Hamilton P2, and Leclerc P3. But unfortunately, I finished P11 and Joey finished P10. So there was a glitch with the red flag, which is actually does happen to a lot of F1 contest relator that actually do have an issue like this. So unfortunately, all of that hard work that I've done to get that P7, believe it applies, but so unfortunately, the result ended up that I'm P11. So clearly, I'm so annoyed about that. So I'm hoping Codemaster will fix the problem now. Sure, it's better. So unfortunately, I mean, at least I have a good way to be so nice if I finish on point despite that red flag glitch. So it kind of really does, it irritates me to all that hard work paid off for nothing. So to the end of here, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and turn the notification bell on, and peace out.